Mexico exists somewhere between the spiritual and surreal and the harsh realities of daily life. A staggeringly beautiful country, full of soul and some of the most incredible cuisine on earth. Mexico City is its cultural center, home to over 20 million people, the largest city in the Americas by metropolitan area. Magical realism makes perfect sense here. The ruins of Aztec temples sit beneath expansive plazas, Mother Death overshadowed by grand colonial-era cathedrals. And the devil, he lives right in the neighborhood. People stop to pay their respects. No one bats an eye. All of this unfolds against the hustle and bustle of modern life. It's good to be back. We've come to the Zocalo, which is a massive public square in the heart of the historic center here in Mexico City. And it really is the heart of public and political life. Behind me, you see the massive and very grand Metropolitan Cathedral. And the National Palace, where the president works, is here as well. We've come on a weekday afternoon, so it's pretty quiet, but usually there's a lot going on. There's Aztec dancers and vendors or someone protesting, but it's pretty chill right now. Now, Mexico City used to be called Tenochtitlan, and it was the capital of the Aztec Empire. In the 1500s, Hernan Cortez, the Spanish conquistador, and his army defeated the Aztec Empire and built Mexico City, which became the capital of New Spain, which was one of Spain's most important colonies. And you can really feel that opulence walking around here in the historic center. I mean, all the architecture around me is just really grand. Like, it really feels like you're walking around a really majestic part of Europe. And this plaza was built right on top of the ruins of Tenochtitlan. So there's a lot of layers of history here. It's pretty mind-blowing to think about. This is the Templo Mayor. It is the ruins of an Aztec ceremonial center. So it really puts into perspective how the Zocalo was built literally over the Aztec city of Tenochtitlan. Around the Zocalo, you'll find a lot of people dressed in traditional Aztec clothing, and they're performing spiritual cleansings. So we're gonna try it because when in Rome.
Welcome to the energy clean.
Thank you.
Place your hands in front, close your eyes, inhale and exhale please. Inhale and exhale, please. Abundancia, dicha, felicidad. Sabiduría en donde quiera que te encuentres, en donde quiera que tú vayas. Tus brazos en alas que te permitan volar alto hasta donde tú quieres llegar. Este solamente es para armonizar, es un diapasón.
So it's definitely a tourist attraction, but there are also locals who believe in it and come here to cleanse themselves spiritually. Mexico is very spiritual, and you really see this everywhere you go. The historic center is built over a river, and it's rapidly sinking. And this church offers a really good example. So you can see the level it's at now, but it's sunk a lot over the years. And it actually used to be up to here at the top of the stairs that I'm sitting on now, which is pretty crazy. I mean, this is a pretty significant sinking. Spend any amount of time in Mexico and it quickly becomes apparent just how deeply spiritual the country is. Now, of course, the majority religion is Christianity and Catholicism. We're sitting in front of this gorgeous church in the historic center right now, and every time someone passes by, they do this to show their respects, or they'll tip their hats. But it doesn't stop there. There's other kinds of religion as well, like Santa Muerte, or Holy Death, which is a folk saint that people go and pay tribute to, as well as satanic temples and religions. and also, of course, the Aztec traditions. So this is a really core part of Mexican life that people are really tuned into, and it's a really cool and beautiful thing to witness.
Las religiones, más allá de profesar una religión, repito, pues es la fe del pueblo, la fe que nos invita, que nos llama y que juntos como comunidad celebramos aquí, más en el corazón de la ciudad.
There's a lot of other types of spiritualities and folk religions here in Mexico. How do you see that kind of operating with Christianity and Catholicism?
Respetamos ante todo las diferentes manifestaciones de fe y de cultura, pero pues sí, un poquito más, ya la religión pues es más centrado en lo que es el sacrificio de Cristo, el sacrificio de la misa, la celebración eucarística, y pues sí, son diferentes manifestaciones de fe, que repito, en el centro histórico pues era toda esta diversidad, pero pues sí, la Iglesia Católica, nosotros como religiosos, pues nos enfocamos precisamente en este encuentro con Jesucristo y en la celebración de la misa.
Mexico today is really a blend of colonial history and indigenous traditions, as well as modern urban life. You really see it everywhere, you know, like the architecture, in the food, and the spirituality, and in the lifestyles of the people here. And it really makes Mexico a really fascinating place to visit. A huge thank you to Whisperflow for sponsoring this video. We put a lot of effort into the travel videos we make, from planning and scripting to filming and editing. And recently, we started using a tool called Whisperflow, which makes the entire process so much faster and easier. Right now, I am using them to script a voiceover for our Mexico City video. You just press this button down and start talking. Barrio Tepito is the most notorious neighborhood in Mexico City. At its heart is Tepito Market, which has over 10,000 stalls. Actually, that's 12,000 stalls. It's either a dangerous place to be avoided or the heart of Mexico City, depending on who you talk to. It's also known as Barrio Bravo because of its courageous and resilient residents. We decided to go visit with our guide, Lily. So this is called voice to text, and it is so much faster than typing. Unlike other dictation tools like Siri, it is much quicker and more accurate. It also corrects my mistakes, which you just saw. It eliminates any filler words like all the ums and ahs, and it formats automatically, so the final product is always clear, polished text. And Whisperflow works in over 100 languages, so I've been using it to message my friends in Mexico City to get local tips in Spanish. Here, check this out. Vamos a filmar en Coyoacan y a comer tacos de carnitas en el mercado. Gracias por la recomendación. Nos vemos luego para la entrevista. Avísame si tienes alguna otra recomendación. No matter what we're doing, whether it's drafting emails, writing notes in Google Docs, or texting our friends, everything can be done so much faster. And Whisperflow works on iPhone, Android, Mac, and Windows. So whether we're in a hotel or on the go, we can use it on any device. So if you're interested in trying Whisperflow for yourself, check the link in my description and use my code DOTS at desktop checkout to get 1 month of Whisperflow Pro for free. Barrio Tepito, either the soul of Mexico City or a place to be avoided, depending on who you ask. Many middle and upper class Mexicans have never set foot here. At the neighborhood's heart is Tepito Market, a massive, informal hub of commerce, with over 12,000 stalls selling mostly legal, but also not so legal goods. We visit with Lili, a local born and raised in Tepito.
The reason the name is Tepito, because years ago there is no cell phone, there is no radio, just like one
whistle,
of these,
just
whistle,
Tepito, yeah.
and if it's something wrong, it's Tepito. So the name is Tepito.
Oh, that's so funny.
This is the history. It's very simple.
Yeah.
But it's
But what about Barrio Bravo?
Barrio Bravo. Yeah, I think it's Bravo is because it's true. The government sometimes they don't do anything for this kind of neighborhood. So we need to invent our own rules. So we need to learn to defend to each other. That's the reason we are a breeding ground for a player soccer or boxer. So the people call that we are brave.
What's the reputation of the neighborhood?
I think if you are respect, the people respect with you. If you are looking for troubles, you will find it. People said many things, but you have to try it by yourself.
Yeah, it feels pretty chill. I mean, it's a lot of families, a lot of men drinking, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, now all the people who sell, this is the truth. They have to pay to some
Organizations.
and that's the reason you can walk safe.
Oh.
Because now everybody pay every day. I don't know, a tip.
Yeah, it's a little payoff. This is the part of the market that's famous for the counterfeit items. So purses, belts, watches, you know, luxury goods. Oh.
He's very, very famous because he sells
Gracias.
the most delicious chamoy.
Sí, yo
And
soy
it's
el
like
güero
a-
de las pulpas de Tepito. Ya no estoy güero, pero así se quedó la página.
Wow. That's nice.
And the people buy
Este le
1
echas en la
liter.
espalda a la mujer, carnal, amarras para que se le suban las pinches hormigas, pero que se le suba algo. Por el amor de Dios.
It's delicious.
You
Le
can buy
echas en
it.
la espalda al marido. Al marido nada más.
You put your
Yo soy el
husband
marido.
here and then like this.
Oh, okay, I
Si
see.
no te va a salir barba y bigote si le echas en otro lado.
Muy rico. Gracias. It's really hard to describe how vast Tepito is. Like, it's just literally a maze of commerce. And it really is a city within a city. The people here are very self-sustaining because the government doesn't really do a lot for them. So they have their own economy, their own systems, you know, people just kind of making things work for themselves.
And if you're looking for good food at a good price, you can find it here.
These tacos. These
Oh,
tacos
really
are very,
good?
very famous.
Okay.
The name is Lucky Tacos. Why Lucky Tacos? Because you will be very lucky if you find meat inside of the taco. Dale. Dos platitos.
All right, so fried tortilla, potato, cabbage, tomato, and salsa. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's definitely lively at this market. And these are really good. How long have you been coming here?
10 años me traían.
Muy bien.
Tengo 85 años.
5 años. 50 years?
Yeah.
You've been coming here for 50 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Me traían desde 10 años aquí. Uno de mis hermanas.
Since he was 10 years.
So as good now as before?
Yeah, it's same.
Yeah, the
Que
same?
si ahora es mejor o antes.
No, siempre ha sido
Igual.
lo mismo.
Igual. Provechito.
Lucky tacos. Lucky if you find some meat in it. Second tacos of the day. This is a really famous place. They specialize in beef liver tacos. They only sell that one thing, and they've been here since 1973. So you know it's good, and a lot of famous people have come here. And this right here is the owner. She's right here. Super tender, and the liver is not gamey at all. I see why they're so popular. All right, off we go.
Las migas.
Las migas, right here.
Yeah, let's
Wow.
do it.
This is migas, and it's a very special dish here. It was made really famous by one of Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown episodes, and I've been looking forward to trying it since watching it. And it was invented by housemaids,
Housemaids.
right? So back in the day when there wasn't a lot of food around, they used pork bones because that's what was available and cheap.
Very available.
And then stale bread, right?
Bread.
And then they made this stew.
Yeah, it's a kind of soup.
And now it's obviously super popular. There's so
Super
many
popular.
people.
It's not cheap anymore. Now it's expensive.
Okay.
One of these is like 100 pesos around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can really taste the bone marrow.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I like the spicy too. That's really good. So it's kind of like, you know, feijoada in Brazil. Its origins came from people not having very much and then making something really delicious out of what they had. And now it's expensive and popular.
10 out of 10.
Tepito is a poor neighborhood. To get by here, you have to be tough. But it's also artistic, a place unable to contain its creativity. And its people, deeply, unapologetically spiritual. Meet Santa Muerte, the holy death saint, usually depicted as a female skeleton draped in robes.
So here we are in one of the most important altars of the city.
Oh, so this is the Santa Muerte.
Yeah,
altar.
many people come here from other countries, from other states. They come here sometimes on their knees for ask or for pray to ask for a favor or to pray for protection. Tepito, most of people is Catholic,
Yeah.
but they mix it with other beliefs. For example, this.
So what's like the
Different.
core tenets of believing in Santa Muerte? Like how is it different from Catholicism? What do people believe who come to Santa Muerte?
Maybe if you are in troubles, maybe you don't feel like comfortable to pray to God to protect you.
So it's like kind of an alternative.
Yeah.
Maybe so it's like not for folk in the mainstream necessarily. It might attract people who have different
I think
needs.
they really, really believe in it. There's no joking. There is no they really believe.
So people come into the altar and they leave their offerings and they ask for something. So it could be for health, for money, for a job, really anything.
He says to the devil, if you heal my mom for cancer, I will to construct an altar for you. He says that his mom is healthy,
Cancer-free?
100% cancer-free, and now the altar is very famous.
This here is the Devil's Altar, and similarly to the Santa Muerte altar, people come here to leave offerings and ask for something. There's a lot of alcohol. You see beer cans here. There's a pig head, there's candles, there's alcohol of all sorts. But people come and ask for all sorts of things. So they could ask for money, or maybe they lost a girlfriend or boyfriend and they want to get their love back. It's really interesting. I've never really seen anything like this before.
Todo el creador, el rey de la sabiduría, de la libertad, del entendimiento, el poder, la alquimia. Todo significa para mí mi amor, mi devoción, mi sinceridad.
Does he feel like mainstream Catholicism has kind of like failed him or like not meet the needs of people who might come here?
Pues no tanto a los católicos, sino también cristianos. O sea, hay como católicos y cristianos que vienen y se persignan y nos hacen cruces, nos faltan al respeto, pero pues no nos importa. O sea, nosotros sabemos que tenemos pues no una manda, sino una devoción, una sinceridad hacia esto realmente, y que no por creer en esto vamos a ser malos ni vamos a ir a quemar iglesias o a decirles de cosas a los cristianos, no, para nada. Aquí es donde entra el libre albedrío, en donde tú respetas, yo respeto y sin problemas.
Wow, Emerging from that, that is an all-encompassing experience. You walk, it's a clothing vendor. The next door, it's like a super bumping bar where people are drinking micheladas and dancing. And then right next door is an amazing taco shop where people are chopping meats, and it's just back on back on back, and it's seemingly endless. It is a really cool experience. I'm thrilled that we managed to get a last-minute reservation here. Quintonil is the third best restaurant in the world right now. We'll be getting a tasting menu, and it should be really fun.
When it comes to food, Mexico City has it all. Where everything from hyper-local street food to experimental fine dining is world-class. An entire ecosystem built around eating. Quintonil is run by a husband and wife team, and the food is a modern take on traditional cuisine, unapologetically Mexican. The tasting menu changes constantly, but today's 11-course menu is inspired by ingredients and techniques from across the country. Our Mexico.
Gracias. First bite. This is inspired by a classic dish in Oaxaca. It's a little mini taco with bluefin tuna. So the difference of eating at fine dining restaurants, food elsewhere is good, but with each bite here, if they're doing it good, it just releases more and more layers of flavor and texture. So it's really crunchy, it's deeply savory. Now I'm getting a little bit of spice that's kicking in. Every bite is kind of like a new experience. The problem with the first courses is that they're usually quite petite, so it leaves you ravenous and yearning for more. Fried ball with ant larvae inside, which is very interesting. It's a traditional Mexican ingredient. The ball is very crisp and delicate. And then the cream, it's a little buttery, but also a little tart. Mexicans, I feel like, are just absolute masters at using acid to make their food really pop. This one's all right. It's a campeche, which is whitefish from Baja California. It's good, but, you know, I've had better. Next up, we have a tamale, and we're traveling to Yucatan now. So you have the pork, the cochinita pibil, and it's a deconstructed one with a nice white sauce on top. I believe it's with cream and pepper.
Yeah, it's my favorite one so far.
This is beautiful. The duck is good, but the mole is the real standout. It's kind of difficult to describe the flavor. Like, it's sweet and creamy with a little nuttiness and smokiness from the chili. Is it good? Dessert number one, ice cream with caviar. Fancy. This is the grand finale, our 11th course, a selection of Mexican candies and chocolate. And you know, it's always fun to come to fine dining restaurants like this. The service is excellent. The food is a little bit more complex and layered in the flavors and textures. They put a lot of effort into the presentation, so it looks really beautiful. I could definitely still eat a full meal after this, though. We are in Roma Norte, which is one of the nicer neighborhoods here in Mexico City. There's a lot of nice historic buildings and nice tree-lined streets. It's a trendy area of the city, so you'll find a lot of cafes and cool restaurants and street art. kind of all the markers of cool neighborhoods around the world. And this area is kind of ground zero of the gentrification that Mexico City has been seeing in the last couple of years. So we're just gonna walk around and see what we find and see if we can meet some people to talk to. Mexico City has been going through a massive boom that has really accelerated in the last 5 years. With COVID and the normalization of remote work, you have people coming from all over the world just pouring into the city, and they're working here, renting here, and still collecting their salaries from places like Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco. And we're seeing this tension that we're seeing all over the world where, you have foreign workers coming in and enjoying a better quality of life at a lower cost, but then landlords and investors and businesses are taking advantage of that and driving up prices for everyone so locals can no longer afford to live here. And it really is happening everywhere. We hear it from Berlin to Cape Town to San Diego to Istanbul, Turkey. But Mexico City is really one of the places where it's happening the fastest. It's very apparent when you're walking around here. Something like 800,000 Americans alone have moved to Mexico City in the last 4 years, which is just mind-blowing. I mean, that's the size of the city where I grew up, essentially. So you can only imagine how much the city has changed because of that. What initially drew you to move here?
Work, life,
Yeah. So do you like the city?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of the conversation going around about Mexico now is about gentrification and how there's a lot of foreigners coming in. Is this something that you're feeling is changing the city right now?
Yeah, because right now, like, for example, my working place is right there. Probably 90% of the people that gets into the shop, they're from the US. I mean, it's good. I don't see it as a bad thing because people get paid, like there's more work, but a lot of people see it as a bad thing. Because of the rents, everything is increasing. I think it's a thing about big cities, and if people want Mexico to be a big city, to be touristic and stuff, it's the price you gotta pay.
Do you think it's happening too fast, or do you think the government's doing anything to help the locals as this is happening?
I think that's why people get angry about it, because they are not doing their part. I mean, if they haven't dealt with this problem before, how they can be ready for this?
Any final thoughts or things you'd like to share about yourself or Mexico or anything at all?
Just respect the culture as you will like people to respect your country. So, yeah.
Coyoacan feels like an older, slower version of Mexico City. For centuries, it's been a magnet for artists, intellectuals, revolutionaries. Frida Kahlo is famously from here. Visiting the house where she grew up is a very popular thing to do. And even now, you can feel the artistic spirit of the neighborhood. We've come seeking something very specific at Coyoacan Market. Past the mazes of stalls selling artisanal crafts and sweets, past the counters where people balance tostadas piled impossibly high with seafood, to this hall, devoted to more carnivorous delights.
Happy Sunday from Coyoacan Market. We came here in 2020 and I'm thrilled to be back. We ate at this exact stall and they are delicious. They specialize in carnitas, which is basically different parts of the pig deep fried in its own lard, so you can only imagine how delicious it is. This stall is family owned and has been in the market forever. So, perfect Sunday brunch. Gracias. We got some mixed carnitas tacos, and you really want a good mix of different parts of the pig because it gives you different textures. This one has the skin, the stomach, the nose, the ear, and it's served in a corn tortilla with a little onion and parsley and cilantro. Gotta get a little lime on it, of course. And then they have all different salsas here. I'm gonna try this green one. It's a little bit gamey. You can really tell it's fresh pork. and you really get the nice textures from the different parts of the pig. It's a little crunchy, a little chewy, a little soft. Some parts melt in your mouth. And that salsa is spicy, so you get a nice kick at the end, and the onion adds a nice tang. They are really, really good. Is this your family business?
Yeah, my grandfather is selling carnitas here since 1958.
Wow, 1958. That's cool.
It's a family local. Now we are my brothers and me selling carnitas here. My grandfather is still alive and he's still selling too, only Monday to Friday.
And he taught all of you how to make it and keep the tradition going?
We prepare everything.
And I think one amazing thing about Mexico is you see this all across the country where food culture and tradition is so deep and it's really passed from generation to generation. This is a great example. We've come to a pulqueria. It's called Pulqueria La Gloria. And this is a very traditional type of bar here in Mexico City. And they serve pulque, which is a alcoholic beverage. This one is super traditional. It's a lot of locals. We definitely stick out here, but it's a really cool vibe. I like it. It's very artsy, very creative. Lots of people of all ages sitting around drinking pulque.
El pulque es un raspado de maguey del agave. Sale natural agua miel y para hacerlo curado se convierte ya que moler la fruta, depende de qué tipo de fruta quieras, de piña, guayaba, mango, fresa, nuez, avena, apio o betabel, todo se muele en licuadora y el original pues es más del agua miel, se fermenta y ya sale natural como ahorita es blanco.
Okay, salud! Salud! All right, first time trying it from the maguey agave plant. There are a lot of different flavors that we could choose from, like fruit, mango, guava. This one is the original. It's very light, not sweet at all, and it's a little bit fizzy and fermented. I would compare it to a really light kombucha. Like it's pretty drinkable, little sour. Not bad. So our seatmate Charlie, he's an artist, and he's offered to carve my name here as a souvenir to remember Mexico. It was very kind. Look, it's my name. It's really nice. Gracias, Charlie. Gracias.
Pachuca, en Hidalgo, donde es un lugar 100% pulquero. Ya no hay pulquerías ahí. Hay más pulquerías aquí en México que en Hidalgo.
How long have you been drinking pulque?
Yo, no sé, mucho, desde joven.
Gracias, mucho gusto. Pulquerias are really traditional, and in the 19th and 20th century, they were really core to working class life. Around the mid-20th century, beer started to take over, and pulque was kind of marketed as less classy, so they became less popular, and a lot of pulquerias closed. But today, it's having kind of a resurgence, and young people are starting to really like it. It's becoming kind of hipster. So this pulqueria is very traditional. It's been here over 100 years. But across the city, you also have new pulquerias opening that cater to the young, hip, and cool. So it's people here are embracing the tradition again.
Aunque vayas donde vayas al fin del mundo.
Yeah, it's really relaxed. It's a Sunday afternoon. People are just chilling here with their friends, drinking a few of these, chilling for a few hours, maybe do a little singing, dancing. I like it a lot. People are super open and welcoming. If you come to Mexico City, I would recommend checking out a place like this and really get a feel for what life is like outside the main touristy areas. It's definitely a traditional Mexico City in here. We have officially arrived in heaven. You know, when you come to Mexico City, you have to come to one of the many fast casual taco spots like this. We got the glorious meat jacuzzi. We got the entire vat of tripe boiling away merrily. Got the pastor. It is just a carnivore's paradise. We got 2 campechanos, which is suadero, this beef here, and longaniza, this sausage, chopped and mixed together with everything on top. Gracias. So fast, the service, it's crazy. Delicious. They're quick, they're delicious, they're cheap. It's everything you want. And I'm like, I'm still not over the meat jacuzzi. Like, look at this. It's glorious. This is the lingua, and they don't chop it, so you can fully see the tongue. No, it's good. Really tender. Gracias! We had to get a pastor because pastor is like the Mexico City street food. There's lots of different types of tacos, but this is like the most quintessential to Mexico City. And pastor is pork. So you see it roasting, it's thin slices, spiced and layered on top of each other, and it slowly rotates and cooks. And it's interesting because pastor actually was inspired by Lebanese immigrants. You know, shawarma. Pastor is like the Mexican version of that. But of course, Mexico uses their own spice mix, and then they finish it off with some pineapple on top. And then usually you add onion and cilantro. I'm committing a cardinal sin by not putting salsa on this or onion and cilantro, but c'est la vie. That's a damn good pastor. That was delicious, and we got 6 tacos total, and it came out to 200 pesos, which is just a little bit over $10. So great deal, we're really full. Definitely come somewhere like this. This is a really good one. You can't get more Mexico City than this.
We travel all over the world, and we keep coming back to Mexico. Each time finding new reasons to fall more head over heels. So, till next time, because it's definitely not goodbye.